Is this gonna be a fair one? No. Is it gonna be a biased one? Yes. So if you can't handle bias-based opinions, get out. We interrupt this program for the following breaking news. YouTuber NusoPot has quickly requested that everybody who is watching this video to subscribe to his channel and press the notification bell, as well as like, comment and share this video as well. Reason being, because his goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers at the end of the year. Hopefully before Christmas, so that he can be monetized for the following year on YouTube, so that he can continue funding his channel to make content. First of all, we're gonna start off with the Havoc Rover and the Spectra Rover. Spectra Rover, C tier, you know, it's not good, not bad, it's just there. No, really, Spectra Rover is kind of like that. It's just Rover, man. I will say, I'm very impressed by the output damage of Rover, Spectra Rover, but I will say, nah, Havoc Rover, nah, the GOAT. Havoc Rover is GOAT. Like, do you see what happened when like the half wing pops out as you attack? That is GOATed, man. GOATed. But besides that, let's talk damage output. Damage output, Havoc Rover is quite good. For a free character that you basically pick at the beginning of the game, it's a main character that you use throughout the game. GOATed damage, GOATed aesthetic, GOATed everything. Spectro could never. Sanwa, I will say A tier. Her damage output as a sub DPS is crazy. It actually is. Plus, I think her ult is super cool as well. So I'm gonna give it an A tier. She reminds me of Todoroki, but you know, just not as cool. Jixia, D tier. I don't like this girl at all. I think she's kind of like, you know, that character in the game where it's like, if it wasn't for the story, you would be irrelevant, and that is Jixia. So yeah, D tier. With regards to damage output, she's meh. She's kind of meh. I haven't seen crack damage of her yet, so my personal opinion, D. Yuan Wu. Okay, cool. Irrelevant, D tier. In general, man, nah, this guy, like, why is he here? D tier, you know? Alto, dude, Alto, I might not know what his kit does or what his kit is supposed to do, but the dude's got vibes. Because he's got vibes, A tier. A tier one time. Like, he had a short like time period in the story when him and Encore introduced, but even when he was, I was like, man, this dude a merchant, low-key a merchant. Dude, A tier, A tier. I'm sorry. Yang Yang, no. Yang Yang is, she's kind of hard to incorporate into a comp, so it's kind of difficult to use her as a sub DPS when there are so much better options. So I'm gonna put in C tier. I'm sorry, Yang Yang. Actually, you know what? I prefer Yang Yang over Spectra Rover. I'd say Yang Yang. High C tier Yang Yang. Baiji. See, I mean, she attacks slow. She heals. She's just there for the aesthetics, and we all know that. Mortify, S tier. Why? Because he is like the Bennett of Wuthering Waves. His ultimate just buffs all heavy attacks, which is sick, and he doesn't even have to be upgraded to the max ability to actually like give good output damage. He's just goated, man. Ooh, speaking of goat, Dungeon, actually above Mortify. Dungeon is the most goated 4-star main DPS for Havoc I've ever seen. I don't think anyone will top her in the future as the best 4-star DPS for Havoc. If they do, I will make sure to debunk that theory. Dude, Dungeon is not just aesthetically beautiful, but she is such a good investment, especially if you're a new player and you also don't have one. You just get unlucky with your wishes for the 5 stars. Dude, Dungeon is crack. Which I say she's better than male and female Rover. Yes, she is. Especially with high investment. The standard banner 5-star weapon, the crit rate one, definitely a must pull for her if you're going to be maining. The Noelle of Wuthering Waves, D tier. I'm sorry, I know she's somewhat good, but she only benefits herself if I'm not mistaken. Then, I'm gonna put her at B. She's alright. She's like the Jean of Wuthering Waves, you know? So if you can't get Farina, she's there. You know what I mean? It's like, it's that character, you know? Speaking of Farina S tier, even above than Dungeon above her. 100%. Farina is a must pull. If you don't have Farina, reroll, delete your account, or give up. She's a sub DPS, she's a buffer, she's a healer, she heals with attack. What healer heals with attack? Farina does, which is crazy, dog. Anyways, moving on. Calcharo, S tier. Am I gonna put him above Dungeon? Yes. He is slower than most DPSs, but he is the GOAT. Like, look at him. The GOAT. If you're a new player, or even if you're an old player, you're thinking of picking up Gacharo, you have him, or you lost your 50-50 towards Changli, use him. Liang. I don't like the dude. D tier. I really don't like him. I know he's somewhat decent, but I just don't like him. I'm not gonna use him. I will not build him unless I really need a cryo DPS for a boss. Me, personally, nah. Encore, she is A tier. Okay, Encore has some high output damage. I'm not gonna comment on the static because I'm not a third. I'm just going to say she is okay. Now we got Gian is tier. He is by far the best main DPS for aero damage we have at the moment. He is a good heavy attack damage unit. He actually attacks faster than Gacharo, and he groups enemies together at the same time. He's basically a AoE high DPS heavy damage Edo main DPS, and he's so good because him alone without the buffs of other characters is already a high output damage than most main DPSs. Now Yinlin, I'm actually gonna put just under Gian. Yinlin is a sub DPS Electro, whatever you want to call it. I will say she is good for other Electro DPSs. So if you have Gacharo main and you pulled Yinlin, those two go hand in hand and they work wonderfully together. So next, Jin Shi. Oh my goodness. I have a dilemma here. So Jin Shi has some of the most beautiful fighting animations in the game. Okay? Her ult is one of the most beautiful ones in the game. Her damage output is one of the most highest ones in the game. However, I will say she needs a 4-star in order to do high damage consistently, and that is my only issue, is that Jinshi is S tier in all the other things, but she needs either a Mortify or this useless D tier character called Yuan Wu to basically get her Forte Gauge up full that allows you to do massive PP damage, which in my opinion is the reason I'm gonna put her, I don't want to, but I'm gonna put her all the way here. If it wasn't for that, I will be honest with you, I would have put her straight on the S tier, but she's going to be low S tier, even though I want to put her up as the highest S tier character there is. I pulled for her, I love her, she's great, I still use her, but that only issue brought her down to a low S tier. She needs other 4 stars to do high damage. That's the only downfall of her. Now, last one is Chang Li, the GOATed #1 highest DPS in the game currently, and I think she is the best character in the game so far. Chang Li, with low investment she can do the same damage as Gian, who has high investment. With low investment she can do the same damage as Gacharo, who is high investment. Her kit is just straight up, I'm going to nuke everybody, which is crazy. So I will say, regards to the way she fights, the way she operates, the way she moves as a character, the way you basically as the player swap between her and the other characters, it's so seamless. So yeah, I know this tier list is quite short and it is very, very small, but again, Wuthering Waves has not released a lot of new characters because the game is still, well, new. It's been a month and a week, I think. Also, bear in mind, the game launched with less characters than obviously another game like Genshin Impact, which had a lot more 4 stars to launch off with. But I'm hoping that in the future, Wuthering Waves will be able to give us more 4 stars to also rank up. But yeah, this is my personal tier list. Take other people's tier list into consideration. Don't just think mine as the end or be all. If you like a character, even if it's this useless character here at the bottom on D tier and you like him, use him. Okay, this is just my personal preference. So yeah, see you.